Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 7th of January. So, as ever, starting with the euro dollar, and it is continuing to move towards the slight upside here in the short term. It's higher lows coming through last couple of days. Well, had a spiky old day on Friday there with new data coming out, and then followed through with further data. We've got quite a bit coming out, which I'll cover this week. Today we've got very little really. We've got the US ISM non-manufacturing data, which if it was to follow its actual manufacturing data, could come in as a negative surprise. We'll see how it comes through, but at the moment, in which case we would see a bit of a rally in this data. But for now, I'm just looking at this, seeing this morning if we get back towards its daily pivot, which is below us at 1387 sort of area. From there, I've got to judge it whether it's going to push on to the downside. But at the moment, we've got these higher lows, only just, but we've got the higher lows in and marginal higher highs in this range. It's not the best of ranges ever, and it could be choked at some point in the future to the upside. However, it's is sort of grinding out this sort of movement, and as I say, we may continue to see a further upside in the short term at least. The pound. Well, pound last week, that double bottom it put in on Thursday there, Friday pushing up quite solidly. But whether this will continue with more and more Brexit's being mentioned again, we'll see. But it has got a weekly pivot well below. Euro has already hit its weekly pivot. I believe the pound's still got to head south to run down to get that now. Well, again, very, very slow price action this morning at the moment. Lots of indecision still kicking in there, but to date, and since the main beginning last week, we're seeing sort of further upside, but we'll see how this continues. But with those 2 points below, it's going to cause a certain draw on the pound for starters anyway. If it gets right away back towards that 60-minute 50, it could even be a half decent buy point if this trend is going to continue. Dollar yen, where do you go with that? Start from the dailies, I guess. It's consolidating where it is at the moment. I guess it's a very slow rise coming through here. I was all completely bearish on it up until before Christmas. The last couple of weeks we've seen it roll over here, and it's well, it's gained some strength against the US dollar, and part of that is a move to safety, and it's seen as a currency that's there for the safety, and it's benefited from that. This morning though, well, barely any real guidance here. It's become more difficult to trade for me at the moment. If it starts selling off, it could be a short candidate, but for me, I think I'll step aside of that one. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar's pitched up. There's some more positive data come through for in terms of what I'm seeing on the Aussie dollar, and we could see this this move continue potentially. It's possibly I was looking at some sentiment, etc. Over the weekend, and the sentiment's picking up a little bit for it. It was picking up for it prior to Christmas, and it could just continue in this upward sort of motion. However, any rollovers, it does have a weekly pivot well below us, which relatively well below, and daily pivot at the moment. So again, just with the pound, this could draw the Aussie dollar to the downside, particularly towards the daily pivot initially, but we could during the week see that well, 0.7 area approached. Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. If only I can pick the Canadian dollar. There we go. Let's have a look at the Canadian dollar, final one then. Canadian dollar's been benefiting from obviously a softer US dollar, but the strengthening of the oil price over the last few days there. It's It also come off a key resistance point there, so now it's well, heading at the moment back towards its monthly S1 there, and the daily 50, which may give some support. Now to the upside, where we have got the weekly pivot, and we will have a daily pivot sitting above us. There we go. So the daily weekly pivots again. So a lot of these. So we've got the euro, not the euro, the pound, looking like it might chase up at the Aussie dollar and the Canadian dollar, all sort of looking with pairs of pivots above or below. This is above obviously, and inverted for the others below, but for now this Canadian dollar would be a tricky one to be trying to trade it whilst it's in such a downward trend maybe. But we'll just need to watch for signals this morning on these. My preference would be potentially looking for this pound to roll over here, but it's barely done anything yet, but that may be the preference for the morning. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great day. As I say, news wise, there's only the ISM non-manufacturing of significance there on being released, unless there's speakers that I don't know of, but that's due at 3 PM this afternoon. Have a great day. Bye for now.